fixtures coming thick and fast, though. We've just talked about the game that's happening in West London. Well, in North London, Arsenal welcome Brighton to the Emirates Stadium. Let's hear from the managers, starting with Mikel Arteta.
What they've done, I think, over the last 10 years is incredible. And they have different managers, and now Fabian's came in and brought some very different ideas as well. A lot of energy, a really, really committed team, and look very, very together. A lot of quality. They can play in different ways. They have versatile players, so it's going to be a tough match.
We know the issue. The issue is we have to overcome the consistency thing. We have to play for 90 minutes well. We have to understand that it's about scoring goals. It's about defending the goal. It's about doing the small margins right, and not only for 10 or 15 minutes. It's about doing it for 90, 92 minutes, 93 minutes. And I think if we're doing this, we are very difficult to beat. If we're doing this, we can play a good season.
Arsenal, the last couple of games, Shay, what have you made of it? Because if you know, the own goals to beat Wolves, that penalty against Everton, even the League Cup semi-final in midweek to reach the League Cup semi-finals, you know, it was really, really tough penalty shootout.
I think there's two ways of looking at it. One, you could say a good team don't play that well sometimes, but get the job done, which is one way of looking. The other way of looking is they look a bit nervy. There's a bit of tension. Manchester City, obviously, we know how good they are, 2 points behind. Are they twitching a bit at this early stage? Because it's still only halfway through the season. There's still so much football to play. And I think for any neutral who loves the Premier League, that's what they want to see. We want to see Aston Villa, we want to see Chelsea, we want to see Man City, you know, Liverpool. And of course, Arsenal challenging all the way to the last couple of games. Can they do the course of the season? Can they get over the psychology of coming second so many times in the last number of years? That is the big question.
Yeah, because everyone makes a lot about being top at Christmas. They've been there a couple of times and not gone on to win the league.
Do you know what? I think they looked like they were going to run away with it, Arsenal. They were by far the best team. We've probably got the deepest squad. You know, goal scoring was an issue last season. They seem to have addressed that. They drew too many games. They seem to address that. I think the positive is they're still getting results. Last season they would have drew a lot of these games. They're finding a way to win games. And definitely they're starting to feel a little bit of the pressure, but that's normal. You know, after what's happened the past few seasons. But I think now they have a squad that can actually manage this pressure, and they need to do it together. There's not many guys in there that have won the biggest trophies. You know, I think only really Zubamendi and Marino, obviously with Spain, but with club, there's not many guys that have won. So they're going to have to do this together. Even Mikel, they're in this journey together. When he took over, 6 years ago, they were nowhere. And he's built them up to be one of the right now, the best team in the Premier League. But the only way they can get to be one of the best, or one of the Invincibles, is win it. And they're so close, they're so complete. But I think this pressure time right now, they need to find a way to get through it. And I think they are getting through it.
Do you think they're psychologically scarred a wee bit because they've finished second in the last three seasons, whatever?
Do you know what? I think,
or do you think that's something that they'll use as a strength?
I thought they overachieved in many ways, finishing second. I don't think they did it without a striker, without the squad depth. I think now with Gyökeres and Madueke and Eze, I think all of a sudden now they have a squad where they can compete with that. But I do think they're in a good position right now. I think they have virtually everything: the goalkeeper, the back four. But they need to find a way to get through this little blip. They're not playing great, but they're still winning, Jules, and that is the most important thing.
Yeah, you talk about squad depth, but the truth is that backline has really suffered. They've played Christian Norgard at centre-back. They've played Jurien Timber at centre-back as well. They've got 4 first-choice centre-backs, and yet they've not had all 4 of them available. They've certainly not had Gabriel. They've had Saliba out as well. Nkapie's injured now. Mosquera's injured. Anyone's going to struggle with that.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe you could say they recruited heavily in the forward areas because they've got so many top players going forward, but it's still, I think they've still got enough numbers. Calafiori can play in there, Ben White can even play centre half. There's different options for Arteta to play in that position. And again, I think the midfield in front of that, Declan Rice again having a phenomenal season.
Zubamendi's been great.
Zubamendi as well. They've been so powerful in that midfield and attacking areas. You know, you look at Odegaard be missing, you step Eze up to the plate. You know, they've got so many different options. Havertz as they come back into the team as well. Jesus has just come back fit now. They've got so many players.
Trossard's underrated, isn't he?
Yeah.
Trossard's under Martinelli's got up with some important goals. I mean, the names and they just go on. And that's what Arteta's done. He's built a great squad. But what you would say, he's been backed. I think he spent nearly £1 billion on this squad of players. You'd like to think he's got strength and depth. But what that does do, Jules, it brings pressure as well. It brings pressure to him to deliver a big trophy. And they're in a strong position now, but still a lot of games to come.
Yeah, and just as I mentioned, into the semi-finals of the League Cup now, facing their London rivals Chelsea in that two-legged semi-finals. Can they win a trophy? Can they win more than one trophy? Will they?
Of course they can. I think they've been one of the best teams in the Champions League as well. And I think what they've got to learn to understand is pressure is a privilege. They've earned the right to have pressure, expectations, but now they just got to finish the job. They can win multiple trophies this season. They got to go over this little hurdle. They're finding a way to win, not pretty, but I think they got to embrace the pressure. If they do, they can have one of the most spectacular seasons they've had ever.
Arsenal versus Brighton to come. That's one of the games to look forward to.
Martinelli is more a knock, and he wasn't comfortable to carry on after the second half. With Piero, something different because he picked up an injury against Everton.
Okay, we'll go 12 o'clock Boxing Day. We'll kick off with Premier League TV. Sura?
Hello,
Hi.
Brighton next. Another young manager, Fabian Hertzel. What have you made of Brighton's season so far and their style of play?
Well, obviously it's a club that I admire a lot, and what they've done, I think, over the last 10 years is incredible. They have different managers, and now Fabian's came in and brought some very different ideas as well. A lot of energy, a really, really committed team, and look very, very together. A lot of quality. They can play in different ways. They have versatile players, so it's going to be a tough match.
We spoke about a really busy December period. How helpful is it now to be having 2 home games in this period? Are you going to have time to switch off as well as the boys?
Well, the way we need to obviously to prepare what's coming, but at least tonight and tomorrow I will have some time with my family that are here, and there is time to enjoy, there is time to work and enjoy, the pleasure and the opportunity that we have to be playing at this level in this country with the history that we have here.
I want to talk about Calafiori. There's been a positive increase in his defensive stats. He's in the top 5 players who have been the least dribbled past this season. Timber's in the top 5 as well. We know he's played centre-back before, but he plays left-back mainly under you. When you have players like Gabriel out, would you ever nod for a left centre-back position there? We know you like to vary a bit. Do you think he could do that? And how happy are you with the progress of his defensive awareness?
Well, he's done that. What he didn't do before is play as a fullback. So we brought him as well because we believe that he could do both of them. Those that are really important, especially if they are still aggressive to win the ball. I don't want players just going backwards, don't to be dribbled. So those two have a great mindset. Rigi's availability has been really good this season as well, and I think tonight he's played a really good game.
Sam from Sky?
It's great to see Kai Havertz back in training for the first time this week. How close is he to making this one?
Quite close. I think it will be a matter of days, if not weeks. Let's see in the next step how he responds to that. But it's again a player that we missed a lot, a player that brings the team into a different dimension. So really happy to have him back very soon.
And do you think we'll see Gabriel Magalhaes back across the next week or so?
We have to wait and see. Again, he hasn't trained yet, so he's still doing his rehab. But hopefully as quick as possible, because we know the situation that we have in the backline.
And just on Gabriel Jesus, normally when you see players out for so long, they don't start again for so long. They play like an hour, and then you manage the minutes. He played a little bit longer than that today. Was that the plan? Also, what does he bring to this team that's maybe different from the other 9 matches?
Yeah, he's very fit. We've been gradually increasing his minutes, but today, as long as he was okay, everybody was happy to let him go. And before, obviously, we started to take risk and get into fatigue mode. We took him off, but very happy.
Can we do a couple more, James, ESPN?
Yeah, Brighton at home last season, you drew, Declan Rice was sent off. That sort of
I remember very well.
Tell me about it.
I was in the manner that we play with 10 men, so hopefully it's going to be very different next time.
I mean, it came in that period of the season, you had a sort of few red cards, kind of bizarre red cards at the start of the season. You haven't had that this year. I mean, can you just talk a bit about that?
I think the rules are different now. So, we paid a big price with that rule, and hopefully that stays away, and we continue to play with 11 players.
Just have a look, you're actually top of the Fair Play League.
And that's good.
It's quite a turnaround.
That's very good, yeah.
And finally, we'll go to Nick Keller.
Talk about turnaround. You're only December, top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, semi-final of the League Cup. The players seem to believe that the fans are talking about a quadruple. Are you thinking that's a possibility?
Yeah, I just think about going home, have some rest, enjoy one day, and start to talk about Brighton. So that's what we have to do.
It's a great plan, isn't it? As you said, winning breeds winning.